The first iteration of the Kootenay International Junior Hockey League was founded Sunday, July 8, 1962 at precisely 1:50 p.m. This league would comprise of the Trail Smoke Eaters, Cranbrook Canucks, Nelson's Notre Dame Knights, and the Gonzaga Bulldogs of Spokane. The league, with some controversy, would allow Notre Dame and Gonzaga to play with players who were older than the junior age for fear of destroying a possible strong club. However, this would prove to be a non-issue, as the Smoke Eaters would dominate the inaugural season, recording 42 points in 24 games and finishing 19 points ahead of the second-placed Cranbrook. The league would continue with these 4 teams for another season. However, Cranbrook and Gonzaga would drop out prior to the 1964 season when the league was put on hiatus. For the 1965-66 season, the league was rebranded as the West Kootenay Junior Hockey League, consisting of the returning Trail Smoke Eaters with the addition of the Roslyn Junior Warriors and the Nelson Junior Maple Leafs, who replaced the Notre Dame Knights. The following season would see the Warriors rebrand to the Miners, the Fernie Rangers join the league, as well as Castlegar's Selkirk College Pioneers to bring the total number of teams in the league to 5. In 1967, the Junior B Okanagan Mainline Junior Hockey League rebranded to the British Columbia Junior Hockey League and declared themselves Junior A, something that threatened the existence of the WKJHL. There is some debate on whether or not the WKJHL played that season or the next, but after 1967, players over the age of 20 would no longer be allowed to participate, marking the beginning of the KIJHL that we know today. The modern KIJHL was founded in either 1967 or 1969 by the returning Trail Smoke Eaters, along with the Roslyn Warriors and Nelson Plaza Oilers. Other teams joining the league were the Castlegar Apollos and the Grand Forks Border Bruins to complete the 5-team circuit. The 1970-71 season saw the Castlegar Apollos fold mid-season, leaving the league with just 4 clubs. The 1971-72 season saw the partial addition of the Cranbrook Colts and Spokane Valley Kings. These teams each played just 19 games compared to the 32 that the rest of the league played, but their results still counted towards the established teams' schedules. 1972 saw the largest shift in league history to date, with the creation of divisions. Cranbrook and the now Spokane Rockets would begin play in the Eastern Division alongside the expansion Kimberley Knights, while the West would be Trail, Roslyn, and the newly rebranded Nelson Roadrunners. Grand Forks would take a leave of absence, but would still enter the playoffs as an independent club. Perhaps most importantly, with the league outside of the West Kootenays, it rebranded to the KIJHL we know today. In 1973, the Border Bruins rejoined the Western Division, and the Fernie Sabres debuted in the East. The Nelson Roadrunners withdrew from the season after losing their first 16 games. However, a new Nelson franchise would return the following season, now going as the Maple Leafs. In 1975, the Spokane Rockets would rebrand as the Flames. The league would then add the Creston Clippers in the East and the Castlegar Rebels in the West, bringing the league up to 10 teams in 1976. No changes would occur for another year, until the creation of the Columbia Valley Rockies in 1978-79, who began play in the East Division. In 1980, the Fernie Sabres would pack their bags and relocate to Sparwood to become the Elk Valley Raiders. Another new franchise was welcomed in 1981. The Beaver Valley Nighthawks joined the West Division, bringing the league up to a record 12 teams, with 6 in each division. 1983 saw the Creston Clippers fold for good. With no team left in the Southeast Kootenays, the Spokane Flames would change divisions, moving from east to west, leaving the 2 divisions unbalanced. The unbalance would be magnified as Elk Valley would fold before the end of the season. Prior to the 1984 season, Elk Valley would return to the league, and the Spokane Flames rebranded to the Braves. 1985 saw the only slight change, as the Braves would move back into the Eastern Division to help balance out the league, until the Maple Leafs suspended operations 34 games into the 40-game season. The 1986 season saw the Raiders, Maple Leafs, and Border Bruins all take a leave of absence. However, the Raiders and the Border Bruins would return for the 87-88 season. The following year, the league once again expanded to 11 clubs, with the Maple Leafs rejoining the fold. The 1990-91 season saw the league shrink to just 9 teams as the Warriors stepped aside for 2 years, and the Kimberley Knights departed for the Rocky Mountain Junior Hockey League. The 91-92 season saw the Trail Smoke Eaters leave the KIJHL for the RMJHL, along with the Cranbrook Colts. However, the league simultaneously expanded to Golden to bring the league back up to 8 teams. 1992-93 saw the return of the Rossland Warriors, and Spokane yet again moved from the East back into the West Division to bring the league to 9 teams, 6 of which played in the West. 2 more teams were brought in for the 93-94 season. The Revelstoke Grizzlies and the North Okanagan Kings joined the East Division, bringing the league back up to 11 teams. 1994 saw the Elk Valley Raiders fold for good, and the Sicamous Eagles would take their place. This change resulted in the East Division being renamed to the North, and the West Division becoming the South. The Nelson Leafs also left to join the RMJHL that year. This alignment would continue until 1996-97, when the Castlegar Rebels would be relocated to Osoyoos and rebrand themselves as the Heat. The following season, the divisions would take on their current names, with the North being renamed in honor of Eddie Mountain, the man who brought the KIJHL to Invermere, while the South was renamed for Neil Murdoch, who was influential in the league's founding. The second iteration of the Castlegar Rebels would also begin play this season. The 1999-2000 season saw the Nelson Leafs return to the Neil Murdoch division, while the Roslyn Warriors dropped out just a few days before the season started. Needing a replacement, the league relocated the franchise to Summerland, where they would have the worst season in league history, losing all 45 games in regulation. The first season of the new millennium saw the Roslyn Warriors fold for good. Their spot in the Neil Murdoch division would be given to the Creston Valley Thunder, who dropped out of the RMJHL and rebranded to the Thundercats. 2001 saw the league begin its major push for expansion into the Okanagan region, with the addition of the Summerland Sting. North Okanagan rebranded as the Enderby Ice Kings. The Kimberley Dynamiters would make their long-awaited return to the KIJHL. The Okanagan Shuswap division was also introduced at this time, bringing the league to 3 divisions. The Osoyoos Heat would also rebrand to the Osoyoos Storm. The following season, the Ice Kings rebranded again, and this time they would move south to become the Princeton Posse. The next change would not be until 2004-2005, when the merger with the RMJHL would be completed. The Fernie Ghost Riders joined the Eddie Mountain division, creating perhaps the greatest rivalry in league history between Fernie and Kimberley. The following year, the Golden Rockets would rebrand as the Extreme. After just 1 season as the Extreme, the team would be sold to the legendary Bobby Hull, who would rebrand them as the Golden Jets. At the same time, the Storm would depart from Osoyoos and move north, where they would find their new home in Kamloops. The addition of the Chase Chiefs in 2007 would bring the number of teams to 16, aligned in 2 conferences of 8, subdivided into 2 divisions of 4. This alignment, however, would not last long, with the previous format being reintroduced. The Chiefs took the 6th spot in the Okanagan Shuswap division. Bobby Hull sold his stake in the Jets, and they were subsequently rebranded back to the Rockets. The next season, the league expanded to 17 teams with the addition of the North Okanagan Knights. The Summerland Sting moved just down the highway to become the Penticton Lakers. The league would continue to expand in the Okanagan region, with the Osoyoos Coyotes joining and the Chase Chiefs moving to Rutland. This change split the conference into the Okanagan Division and the Doug Burks Division, the latter being named for one of the co-founders of the Sicamous Eagles. 2011-2012 saw the Chase Heat join the Doug Burks Division, and the Summerland Steam join the Okanagan Division, bringing each division up to 5, and the league totaled to 20 teams. 2013-2014 saw the Penticton Lakers move to the northernmost city to ever host a team in the league to this point, becoming the 100 Mile House Wranglers, swapping places in the Doug Burks division with North Okanagan. The following year, the Okanagan division was renamed to the Bill Allhausen division in honor of the commissioner who oversaw much of the expansion through the region. This would be the final change to the league's landscape for half a decade. It wouldn't be until a global pandemic in 2020 would cause the league to realign. Though not permanent, the Spokane Braves withdrew due to issues with crossing the border. The Wranglers and Nighthawks also suspended operations for a season due to increased travel costs. Osoyoos temporarily moved back into the Neil Murdoch division for one season. The following year, the Wranglers and Nighthawks came back, and the Coyotes returned to the Olhausen division. Finally, in 2023, the Spokane Braves rejoined, placing the I back in KIJHL, and returning the league to 20 teams. The league was elevated from Junior B to a Junior A Tier 2 league in an effort to fill the gap left by the BCHL's decision to go independent of Hockey Canada. The next year would be the first major changes in over a decade, with the Steam relocating to become the Williams Lake Mustangs and the North Okanagan Knights moving even further north to become the Quesnel River Rush. These two teams then joined the Doug Burks division, with Sicamous and Revelstoke moving into the Olhausen, where they would be joined by the Merritt Centennials, who opted to leave the BCHL. Prior to the 26-27 season, the KIJHL had begun plans to level up the league from Junior A Tier 2 to Junior A Tier 1. The league, with the assistance of Blackfin Sports Group, deemed only 14 clubs worthy of Tier 1 status. The remaining 8 clubs who were denied Tier 1 status would still remain under the league's umbrella, but in their own lower tier. These teams, however, did not see this new format as in their best interests, and made the decision to form a new league, the Western International Junior Hockey League. With this new league now in place, the KI saw the departure of the 100 Mile House Wranglers, Castlegar Rebels, Chase Heat, Creston Valley Thunder, Golden Rockets, Kelowna Chiefs, Sicamous Eagles, and the Spokane Braves. Just a few weeks later, a merger was announced with 8 teams from the Pacific Junior Hockey League joining the remaining 14 KIJHL teams, as well as a 4th attempted franchise in Summerland, now going as the Jets. With teams now spread province-wide, the league rebranded as the British Columbia Hockey Conference, resulting in the demise of the KIJHL name. This brings us to the 22-team league that we now know today.